Let me recall a few sentences with which we began these classes. Vowels are independent, can be pronounced independently. Consonants are dependent on the vowels for pronunciation. That is, consonants cannot be pronounced by themselves. So, we have to add a vowel to make it pronounceable. This I made clear in the beginning. Now, we know these are the consonants, and naturally these should have been added with some vowel or other, otherwise I would not have been able to pronounce any of these letters. How to distinguish a consonant? The easiest method possible has been found out for that. That is to say, put a dot above and it becomes a consonant. I have been pronouncing it as ka, nga, cha, nya, ta, na, etc. Now that I have put the dot above, they are consonants and they cannot be pronounced without the help of a vowel. So, if I have to pronounce this separately, I have to say ik or ing. I take the help of a vowel to begin with, so that I can end the sound with this. So, the definition that a consonant cannot be pronounced independently is proved. For this, a noun is added, a vowel is added, and it becomes ka. This is consonant ik. A vowel is added, that is a is added, ik plus a becomes ka. So, now it assumes a different name. This is a consonant, this is a vowel. So, ka is a consonantal vowel, a consonantal vowel, and some people call it a vowel consonant also. That is to say, ka, nga, cha, nya, ta, na, ta, na, pa, ma, ya, ra, la, va, ra, la, ra, na. All these letters have the vowel a added to them. To explain this, I will give a sort of equation. I called it ka in the beginning. Hope you remember. This is actually the consonant ik plus a. So, this becomes ka. So, also nga, cha, nya, all the letters. So, these consonantal noun vowels alone make the language. They form into words and words form the language. once you are thorough with these consonants, I hope you are, because you have to put only a dot above the letters which I have taught and then call it a consonant and pronounce it that way. So, if you are ready, I can introduce a few letters now, a few words now with the letters you have learnt. If you are ready, I go ahead. Are you? Let me start with ka. You know that. What is this? Na. Now, I will read it as ka na. Ka na. I put a dot above. What is this now? Kan. Kan means an eye. Kan, an eye. One more word. What is this? Pa. This is la. Pa, la. Pa, la, pa, la. Of course, this is a word and it has a meaning. I am not going to trouble you with that meaning now. I am concentrating upon the consonants. A consonant is a letter with a dot above. So, I put a dot above this, and what is now? Pa and la with a dot il. Pa, il. Pal. Pal is a tooth. Ka, n, kan, an eye. Pa, il, pal, a tooth. Okay. One more word, so that we can frame a couple of words meaning something different. Do you remember this letter? Just to help you remember, this is a vowel, and this vowel is, as anybody, a. I put a consonant here. When I mean a consonant, naturally it must have a dot above. What is this? A, n, a, n, yen, yen. It has a meaning. A word must have a meaning. A word is a combination of letters and sounds, but it must have a meaning to be called a word. So, yen is my. You have come to know 3 different words with the available letters you have learnt. These letters have been already taught, and with the help of the letters I have framed a few words, a small 2-lettered words. Kan meaning an eye, pal meaning a tooth, yen my. Shall you go in for another combination? I put this here. What is this? Yen. What does it mean? My. I take this up and put it before kan. Yen, kan. two words, N, kan, N meaning my, kan meaning an eye, N kan my eye. Now, you have started learning Tamil in all earnest. Now, let us see whether we can combine these two words and find out whether it makes any sense. I add these two, that becomes N kan, N kan. N is a word meaning my, kan is another word meaning an eye, N kan my eye. Now, you have come to this level of finding out the words and also making small combinations of two words, and we can go for a two-lettered word and a three-lettered word and so forth. So also I join these two and that becomes un pal. Can you give me the meaning? Un means your, singular, pal a tooth, un pal your tooth. So now we have learnt four different words and also how they can be combined. A consonant gets a vowel to become a consonantal vowel. So logically, you can raise a question whether the first letter of the vowel or the first vowel is to be added all the time. The theory is a consonant needs a vowel to become a consonantal vowel. A consonant needs a vowel to become a consonantal vowel. Now, this can be stretched. Every consonant needs a vowel to become a consonantal vowel. Now, I go from the other end. All the vowels can be combined with all the consonants. Now, the question arises, now we have seen only a being added to these consonants. Can the next letter or the rest of the vowels be added to the consonants? Naturally, logically, it can be done. So, this is a and I make it o. So, ik plus a naturally will become ka. How to indicate it? So, this a, the sound a, the vowel a in combination with the consonant must have a symbol so that that consonant or vowel can be pronounced properly and rightly. So, what is the symbol? This is the symbol for A. How is this written? A vertical line going from the bottom, stretching itself and coming down. This is the form. If you take the circular method, it will be easy to write. This is a symbol, remember, this is a symbol to denote A. That is, this is the symbol to denote the elongated A. Elongated A. So, naturally, I put this symbol here and it becomes Ka. Ik plus A, Ka, and the symbol remains the same all through. So, naturally, Ng plus A, Nga. Ich plus A, Cha. So, also all the consonants get A and become Ka, Na, Cha, Nya, Ta, Na, Ta, Na, Pa, Ma, Ya, Ra, La, Va, Ra, La, Ra, Na. These are the 18 consonants added with the elongated A, that is O. We have to be very careful about the pronunciation and also the writing of it. The symbols must be correctly used. 5. A slight elongation of the vowel sound in a consonantal vowel can mean something else. What is this? Ka. And I add another letter to this letter, call. Ka, il, call. This means a leg. Suppose I forgot to put this symbol here. What will it be? It will be kal. Ka plus il. Because the vowel is short here and the vowel is long here. So, it becomes with this symbol Ka. Naturally, the pronunciation is call, a leg. And if there is no symbol of O here, it is just Ka and Il. Kal means a stone. Visa Ka, Nga, Cha. And then you have Nya. The next is Ta. It is followed by Na, Ta, Na, Pa, Ma, Ya. Ra. I stop here and try to explain this letter. As you know, this is the symbol for the elongated A. This is a symbol, remember. And we had earlier seen one letter called Ra. Remember? The same form with a small backstroke at the end where we finish this letter. This is with a backstroke and this is not. That is why this is a symbol and this is a letter. So, Ra becomes Ra with the symbol. How do you write that? The symbol is without the backstroke at the end, and Ra has a stroke like this. With the combination of all, this is pronounced as Ra. So, we find here Ya, Ra, la, va, ra, la, ra, and na. All these carry the symbol. The symbol does not undergo any change anywhere. The only thing to be remembered here is the letter Ra, where the first letter is Ra with a backstroke, and the next one of the same type, similarly written without a backstroke, is the symbol of A. Ka, nga, cha, nya, ta, na, ta, na, pa, ma, ya, ra, la, va, ra, la, ra, na. What is this letter? This is na with a symbol no. This is ya consonant, because it has a consonant, it has a dot above it. It is a consonant. So na plus e, noi, noi. Noi is a dog. No e, noi, a dog. Another word like this. Non, na plus in, non. I, the great I. Here I would like to bring in a small reference to the grammatical structure. You know, there are 3 letters in Tamil which are generally called nasal or soft words, soft letters. One is na and the other is na, third is na. This is na, as we saw earlier in numb and other English words. This is a retroflex one, na. The tongue takes a turn and touches the alveolar and produces it. So it's called retroflex, na. And the last one is na. Nowadays we can say easily, these two are not distinguished in sound. They are pronounced almost the same way. But in writing, you have all the difference. This na, except in one place, will not come as the last letter of any word. Remember, this dental na cannot occur as the last letter of a Tamil word. There is only one that happens very, very rarely in old literature. So this is getting the preference of being the first letter of a word. And this letter, which has the same pronunciation, that is na, can never be the first letter. This is a difference which you have to remember. This dental na can never be the last letter of any word. This na with two circles can never be the first letter of any Tamil word. Just to remember this, I have given you an example. Non. Na is the first letter and in is the last letter. The first letter and the last letter both have the same, more or less the same pronunciation, and they have this distinction of one not becoming the last letter and the other not becoming the first letter ever. Thank you.